Good afternoon, folks. My name is Kurt Hitzemann, County Court Judge here in Hernando County. You folks are here for your first appearance. The purpose of the first appearance is so that you may be informed of the charges against you. I will determine if probable cause exists for those charges. Probable cause simply means it's more likely than not that a crime has occurred, and more likely than not that you're the person who's committed that crime. Of course, as you stand before me this afternoon, I presume that you're innocent of these allegations. That presumption of innocence will stay with you through every stage of the proceedings, unless and until the state attorney's office is able to prove the allegations against you beyond and to the exclusion of a reasonable doubt. We'll set your conditions of pretrial release this afternoon. That is your bail or your bond. In most cases, you got a bond set already pursuant to the bond schedule here in the 5th Judicial Circuit, or the warrant which led to your arrest. We'll determine if that bond should be raised or lowered or left the same, or whether there will be additional conditions of pretrial release placed upon you. We'll let you know when your next court date will be. If you'd like to have the services of the public defender, I'll gladly appoint the PD to represent you this afternoon. You do have a right to have contact with folks on the outside, family, friends, counsel. If you have not had a chance to make that call, please let me know. We'll make sure that that happens. Finally, and most importantly, you're advised that you do have an absolute right to remain silent with regard to the facts which surround your arrest. I encourage you to do that. These proceedings are recorded. In addition, there is an assistant state attorney in the courtroom with me. If you say something that tends to incriminate you, they will use it against you in the prosecution down the road. And now I need each and every one of you there at the jail to please raise your right hands and be sworn. You all solemnly swear or affirm, tell truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth. Outstanding. When you hear your name called, please step forward to the podium. Sherry Lynn Van Blarkum. Afternoon, young lady. What's your date of birth?
October 1372.
Sherlyn, you're here on a warrant signed by Judge Merritt. Apparently you failed to appear in his case again in his court on a felony petty theft. Did you have a public defender on that case?
Yes.
You want to stay with the public defender?
Yes, I do.
All right. Well, Judge Merritt set your bond on that at no bond. In that case, I'm going to leave it there. I'll have you back in court on the 5th of March, and the PD will come see you before you go to court, all right?
Okay. Thank you.
Andrea Turner. Afternoon, Ms. Turner. What's your date of birth?
11/23/71.
Ms. Turner, I've got several issues for you today. First thing is a warrant signed by Judge Merritt. Apparently he failed to appear in his courtroom on introduction of contraband, possession of controlled substance, possession of paraphernalia. The second is another warrant by Judge Merritt, this time for failing to appear on possession of controlled substance, possession of paraphernalia. And then we have a new charge of introduction of contraband into a detention facility. As to those charges you wish to represent yourself, you're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender.
I'm going to appoint the PD. As to the new charge of introduction, I'm going to set a bond of $2,000. That case will be coming back on March 5th. As to the two warrant cases, Judge Merritt has set your bond at no bond all the way around, and I think that's appropriate, so I'll leave those at no bond. All of your cases will be coming back on the 5th of March. Public defender will come and visit with you at the jail before you go to court again, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Jolene Guzman. Hello, Ms. Guzman. What's your date of birth?
9/7/1975.
Ms. Guzman, you're here on a warrant that was signed by Judge Toner. Apparently you failed to appear in his courtroom on a charge of aggravated assault. As to that charge, you're going to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
I already have that charge from 2017.
Yes, I know. You failed to appear in court. That's all this is about.
No, I went. I was charged. I'm in probation for it. I got felony probation.
Okay. Yeah.
Charge.
Well, the judge expected you in court on the 30th of January. So you want me to appoint the public defender?
Yeah.
I'll appoint the public defender. Bond on the warrant is $10,000. I'm not going to change that. I'm going to change your date to the 1st of March. If you get out, make sure you contact the public defender. If you can't get out, they'll come see you at the jail, all right?
Okay.
Thank you. Miguel Bastardo. Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
September 21st, 1978.
Miguel, the charge this afternoon is battery being domestic in nature. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. State any history.
No history, Your Honor.
And Miguel, I have an address for you on West Broad Street in Tampa. Is that where you live?
Yes, I'm pretty much almost moving, but yeah, that's still my current address.
Okay.
If you need to send mail, I will need to give you a new one.
Okay, I want an address where you're going to get mail.
Okay, 18005. It's on file. I gave it last night, but 18005, Allison Park Place, apartment 205, Tampa, Florida.
Okay. And do you have a job these days?
Yes, I own a small transportation company in Dominican Republic, and a life and health insurance license. I sell insurance.
Okay. All right, I'm going to set your bond at $500. Condition of the bond is that you're going to have no contact with Fanny Cepetis while this charge is pending. No contact means no contact of any kind. You don't call, you don't write, you don't email, you don't text message. Don't contact her through any social media. Don't have a third person contact her. Don't go where she lives. Don't go where she works. Don't have any contact of any kind. Any way that you might imagine having contact, I forbid you to do that. If you have contact and we find out about it, your bond will be revoked and you'll be held without bond until the charge is resolved. It means no contact even if she wants to contact. So if you answer your phone and hear her voice, you should hang up. If you're out and about and see her, you should turn around and run the other way. You need to understand that she cannot drop the charges against you. That is not a decision she's allowed to make. She may go to the state attorney's office and ask them to drop the charges. She may tell them she's not interested in pursuing this matter, but that decision belongs solely to the assistant state attorney who will be handling your case. So unless that person or the judge on your case tells you the charges are dropped, you should assume they are not dropped and you should not have contact. In addition, I have to hold you this afternoon up until 4 p.m., so that if she wanted to serve you with a civil injunction for protection against domestic violence, we'd know where to find you. If you get the civil injunction, it's doubly important that you not have contact, because in that case, not only could you get your bond revoked here, but you could get new charges for violating the injunction. I'm going to have you back in court on this on March 8th. Very important that you contact the public defender when you get out, all right?
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ernest Gould. Hello, Mr. Gould. What's your date of birth?
August 11th, 1970.
Mr. Gould, I have warrants for you out of Pasco County. They're both for failing to appear. One of them is for a controlled substance, and the other one I'm not sure. In any case, the judge that issued those warrants set your bonds at $5,000 and $25,013 respectively, for a total of $30,013. If you're able to post that bond, you can get out of jail here, go down to Newport Richey, find out when they want you in court. If you're unable to post those bonds, we'll notify Pasco immediately. I'll give them 5 days to come pick you up. It does not take 5 days with Pasco, but if for some unforeseen reason you're still here in 5 days, they'll bring you back to see me and I'll find out what the holdup is, all right?
Yes, sir. I have a court date there on February 19th to take care of that.
They should get you there in time for that.
Thank you.
Very good, thank you. Wesley Harper. Got a Wesley Harper. Anyone? You guys have a Harper?
Hold on just a moment, Your Honor.
Okay. You know? No.
Your Honor, he's not here. We're going to get him.
Okay. Oh, this guy bonded out. Clever. The RCO guy. All right. William Reed. Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
8/11/78.
And William charges providing false name to a law enforcement officer. There's probable cause for that charge. Yes to that charge. You want to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PDs. State?
State has an offer of 10 days.
Okay. William, the state's offering you 10 days in the county jail. If you want to resolve it today, you got credit for 2 right now. Is that something you're interested in doing?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay.
Looks like you might have another case.
Can I take?
Well, he's got another case.
Oh.
Yeah, he does.
For paraphernalia, I think.
Okay, well, we've got some name issues too. Is the other case under William?
Can I resolve them both?
That's we're looking into that right now. Hang on. William, is your other case under William or Donald?
Donald.
Ah.
Yeah, possession of drug paraphernalia.
Yep, yep. Yep. Okay. So state?
10 days would resolve both.
All right. So, yeah, 10 days will take care of both. So, William, you're under oath and you're on the record. In case number 18 MM 581, you were arrested, looks like yesterday, or the 10th. And the charge was possession of drug paraphernalia, and you apparently gave your name as Donald Reed, and we're all on board now that you are not Donald Reed, you're William Reed, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And that, when you picked up that charge, and that's the nature of this charge that you're here today, you gave a false name, and so we're going to plead to both these cases as William Reed, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So, in case number 19 MM 581, then you understand by entering a plea, you give up the right to have a trial by jury, the right to confront the witnesses against you, the right to remain silent. But you want to give up those rights so we can take care of that case today.
Yes, sir.
As to the charge of possession of paraphernalia, how do you wish to plead? You can plead no contest.
Yes, sir.
And I'll accept that plea. I'll find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty. I'll sentence you to 10 days in the county jail. In that case, you've got credit for 3 days served. Fine and court costs will be $568, and your cost of incarceration. In the case before me this morning, then, as to the charge that you gave a false name, in that other case, how do you wish to plead? You can plead no contest.
Yes, sir.
I'll accept that plea, find it's freely and voluntarily made, adjudicate you guilty of the false name charge, and sentence you to 10 days in the county jail with credit for 2 days served running concurrently. In that case, there'll be a fine and court cost of $553, but that takes care of both cases. William, you just need to finish the time, okay?
Yes, sir.
Good luck.
Judge, what was the first case number?
19 MM 581, and it's under Donald Reed. Hence the second charge.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Joseph Serafine? Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
8/21/94.
Joseph, you're here on a charge of petty theft. It's a felony petty theft. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. State what you tell me.
Your Honor, I don't have any history for him.
There isn't any, or you don't have it.
I have his name, but I don't see any convictions.
Okay. And Joe, I have an address for you on Horizon Drive in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been there?
I just moved there a few months ago.
Okay. And you have a job these days?
I just lost my job, but I'll find another one soon.
Okay. What were you doing?
I stole money from my job.
No, that's right. Okay. Set your bond at $500, Joe. We'll have you back in court on the 5th of March. Make sure you go see the PD when you get out, okay?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Jeremiah Smith. Afternoon, Mr. Smith. What's your date of birth?
July 10th, 1983.
Jeremiah, you're hearing a warrant out of Citrus County. The judge in Citrus signed the warrant because apparently you failed to appear in court on a drug paraphernalia and a possession of marijuana. Looks like it was Judge Yerman. Judge Yerman then set your bonds on that warrant at $2,000 on each count for a total of $4,000. I can't change those. If you're able to post those bonds, you can go up to Citrus County and find out when you should be in court. If you can't post them, I'll give Citrus 5 days to come get you. It doesn't take 5 with Citrus, but if for some odd reason you're still here in 5, they'll bring you back to see me, all right?
All right.
Thank you. Michael Stevenson. Afternoon, Michael. What's your date of birth?
January 4th, 1989.
Michael, the charge is battery. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Well, is there any way I can plead now, or?
Not to a battery, unfortunately.
Your Honor, my dog got put in the pound, and I really don't want to lose my dog. Is there anything?
Well, I'm going to try to set you a bond here, and it may be something you can afford, but that's what we're doing. So you want the public defender?
Sure, yes.
Okay, state.
Please.
Hillsborough County charges are filed, but there's no disposition in Hillsborough for a misuse or wireless 911 call and a disorderly intoxication, and a adjudication withheld in 2009 for a battery on a law enforcement officer, a resisting officer with violence in 2009, adjudication withheld. Seems like a county jail sentence was imposed for that. Possession of cannabis, guilty, adjudication of guilt 2009 out of Orange County, as well as a resisting an officer without violence out of Castleberry, adjudication withheld in 2009.
Okay. And Michael, have you been staying in any place in particular lately, or living outdoors? What's been going on?
I got a place in St. Petersburg. I've been doing tree work up, and we keep watching.
Okay.
But I don't remember the exact address. It's in my phone.
Okay. Who are you doing tree work for?
Who
are you doing tree work for?
It's kind of a thing where I just show up in the morning, and whoever needs me that day lets me out. Because about 20 different companies come through.
Okay. All right. I'm going to set your bond at $500. I'll have you back in court on the 8th of March, all right?
Hey, Your Honor, is there any way I can have a lesser bond, or?
That's it. That's the number. Michael, that's the number. $500. Thank you.
I'm sure my dog.
Thomas Abel? Afternoon, Mr. Abel. What's your date of birth?
12/14/58.
Mr. Abel, the first thing I have for you is a warrant signed by Judge Merritt. He found probable cause for violation of probation. And then I have a new charge for possession of controlled substance. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. Bond on the VOP warrant is no bond. I can't change that. I'll leave the bond on the controlled substance at $2,000. Both those cases coming back on the 5th of March. Public defender will come see you before you go to court again, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
John Momaterno. Were we able to figure him out? What do we got? he was, we were gonna try to give him time served, right, Steve?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, expired DL and driving on a suspended license. John, how long you been in jail now?
Since Friday.
Right, so that's right, so we're at 5 now. Okay, so the 2 cases are driving on a suspended and an expired driver's license, and you're willing to enter pleas to those and take time served, is that right?
Yes, sir.
All right, you understand by entering those pleas, you give up the right to have a trial by jury, the right to confront the witnesses against you, the right to remain silent, the right to have a lawyer, but you're willing to give up those rights so that we can take care of these today.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, it's back now.
I still got to hold that at Pinellas too.
Right, but that was the whole point, is so we could get you going,
Yeah.
right? Right, okay.
Yesterday was, today's the second day?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
So, case number 18, CT 3479, as to the charge of driving on a suspended license, how do you wish to plead? You can plead no contest.
No contest.
I'll accept that plea, find it's freely and voluntarily made, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 5 days in the county jail, credit 5 days served. Fighting court cost is $488, and your cost of incarceration. Case number 19, CT 571, as to the charge of expired driver's license, how do you wish to plead? You can plead no contest.
No contest.
I'll accept that plea, find it's freely and voluntarily made, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 5 days, credit 5 days, $488. That takes care of your local charges, so free to release you to Pinellas, all right?
All right, thank you.
Thank you. All right.
Your Honor,
Yes.
we have Wesley Harper.
Super. Good afternoon, Mr. Harper. What's your date of birth?
4/21/86.
All right, Mr. Harper, I have a warrant for you out of Pasco County. The judge that signed this warrant found probable cause for felony fleeing, possession of controlled substance, possession of cocaine, possession of marijuana, and driving on a suspended license. And then that person then set the bonds at $25,000, $10,000, $10,500, and $500, respectively. That's a total of $46,000. If you had the ability to post those bonds, you could go down to Pasco and find out when they want you in court. If you can't post them, I'll give Pasco 5 days to come and get you. Doesn't normally take 5 days with Pasco, but if you're still here in 5, they'll bring you back to see me, and I'll find out what the holdup is, all right?
Yes, sir. I did have a question though.
Sure, go ahead.
I was already booked on these charges on August 10th in Hillsborough County.
Okay. Well, I don't have any answers for you, unfortunately, because for me they came from Pasco, and all I can tell you is that Pasco wants you, and that's all I'm doing. So I don't know anything about it. It's a whole different circuit for me, so I don't know.
All right, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Mona.
Thank you.